Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we talk about Mastertech's IPO, one of 3 IPOs happening concurrently.
Yeah.
So disclaimer, we will not be applying for Mastertech IPO, but we want to share with you some of the thoughts on the companies. Hello investors, are you tired of going through endless complex financial reports? Maybe you're sick of all the information overload? Want a faster, easier way to research stock investments? Well, we've got the solution for you. Introducing FIRL Pro. FIRL Pro is your go-to source for concise, easy to understand stock reports. We shortcut your research journey by 90%. Each report is crafted to be straightforward yet informative, taking no more than 15 minutes to read. That's right, just 15 minutes to unlock key insights about stock investments. The program works especially well if you are busy with work, family, and activities. The best part, it's totally risk-free because we offer a hassle-free money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied after purchasing it, just email us here within 10 days of purchase for a full refund. No questions asked. Not sure about the program yet? No problem. You can check out our free sample reports available in the video description or comments below. It's a great way to experience the FIRL Pro advantage firsthand. Get informed with FIRL Pro. So let's start with the business. What do they plan on doing with the money? But before that, here's the details. You have the opening for application happened in the 28th of December and closing will happen in around 10 days time from this recording.
Luckily, it's not that fast.
Yeah, actually, I'm quite surprised that they gave like 3 weeks actually. That's quite rare. So yeah, anyways, you can pause and see. So here are some of the details. They are going to IPO at 39 cents per share, slightly above 1 billion shares with nearly 400 million market cap. They earned almost 20 million last year of FY 2022. And the PE, the valuation is going to be 20 times earnings, give or take. Yeah, what do they do for their business?
So it's a very simple business model. Basically, they make wire and cable, and they also trade some of these raw materials or even like cables and stuff. Very simple business model only, and they are serving towards the power utility, your Tenaga, your Sabah Electric City, Sedia Berhad, renewable energy, property, and all of basically almost every single industry they got served, because as long as they need to use wire and cable, they will do it. So that's roughly their business. And the key things that you need to know about what in their business that is required, right? So number one is copper and aluminium, because these two materials are very prone to power conductivity. It's very easy. And then another thing also, you need foreign labor. Reason why foreign labor is because this business is a very thin margin type business. So you need foreign labor in order to like manage your costs more effectively.
Operating costs.
Yeah, correct. So about 59% of their total employees is in foreign labor. So if they want to make it more cost efficient, they have to hire more foreign labor if let's say they're expanding. And then the third one is TNB is their boss. So they have to secure all these contracts from there because they are the only power utility in Malaysia.
Okay.
And then the fourth one is that they are currently not making any medium voltage type power cables. They are actually trading at the moment. But they did mention that post-IPO, right, they're going to use their proceeds to expand towards manufacturing the MV cable. So the MV cable will kind of give them a better margin in as compared to the existing business. And also, what's interesting about this fact is that they also have this order cycle. So they have an order cycle from the purchase order to shipping, right? Then they will tell you like this is the duration. Weeks. Yeah, 4-6 weeks for Y cable. The medium voltage cable 8 to 10 weeks. Solar DC is 1 week. And this is the breakdown for their revenue by products and industry. So majority of them comes from the copper cord and aluminium cord power cables. Very little control instrumental and instrumentation cables. The Southern cable one, I believe they contribute more as compared to Mastertech. And yeah, that's about it. And then the revenue by industry, they can see this is the few industries. And ASP. So ASP, the difference between Southern cable and Mastertech, right, is that the Mastertech, they kind of measure their output by ton. So for Southern Cable, they measure it by km. Yeah, by the length of the cable.
Okay.
So it's pretty interesting lah, that they do have different way of measuring the unit economics. So this is basically the output. You can see that right now they are actually producing more aluminium core wire cables, and this actually helped them in terms of their financials.
Okay.
Yeah, because aluminium is about I think it's like 70% cheaper than copper.
Huh.
Yeah, in terms of the cost. And then
So why is that's why the demand is spiking, right?
Correct. One is that also,
Yeah.
and also because aluminum is lighter than copper by quite a bit.
Yep.
And then there's not many that competition is really selling or doing aluminium,
Okay.
so that's why they can get a higher profit margins. Then you can see that their average selling price also is increasing. Reason why copper is increasing is because obviously right now there is the demand for copper is higher than the supply right now, so that's why the price is going up. And yeah, that's about it. This I just mentioned about the average selling price. The reason why 2021, 2022 prices shoot up is because there's a rising trend over here. Cost breakdown. So majority of them is still materials.
No
that's for
surprise.
sure. Yeah. Then the remaining is your labor, overhead costs, and finished goods. Major customer, Tenaga recently tried to order more, obviously because of this NETR kind of thing that is going on. They need more cables, and also this AcuPro group. So this AcuPro group, I think they are the wholesaler of cable. So they basically buy from them and then they sell it to other people like how themselves. And then these are the remaining few customers that they sell to. Suppliers, you also notice AcuPro also is there. So they are the supplier and also the major customer for this company. Yeah, which is and then also there's press metal because recently they bought more aluminium. Yeah, so they actually buy aluminium from press metal.
Be cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so we go to the management. So tell us a little bit about Mr. Lau Kim San, Dato Lau Kim San.
Yeah, so this guy is actually very entrepreneurial.
Rags to riches, yeah. I mean, 17 years old. I'm going to assume he has no degree.
Yeah, so correct. So he actually straight away start working after SPM actually. Yeah, and then he do a lot of these aircon maintenance services. Then at age 22, he started his own business. He did aircon and also did wire harnesses. And how he got into Mastertech is because of this wire harness business. Yeah, that actually prompted him to do this wire and cable manufacturing industry because he saw that there's such a huge demand in that particular industry. And basically that company just took off lah. And I think he became rich because of Mastertech lah. Yeah. And he started it at age 33. And this is his compensation. I mean, he's paying himself 1.7 million. That's quite a huge chunk of money. And then the other one is TKH, is another of these executive. This is the CEO in the company. That's also his compensation is around 1.2. Okay, another interesting two individuals here is there's these two. One is Abdullah bin Abdul A.B. Rahmat. He actually worked before at Olympic Cable, which is OSK's. It's a competitor of the Mastertech. And I think he brought the kind of like the know-how from Olympic Cable because Olympic Cable is a very well-run wire and cable manufacturing company. So yeah, the fact that he's inside Mastertech shows like maybe they can start to improve in terms of their profit. Then Lau Gek Cheong is the sister of Datuk Lau, and she joined his brother's business since the start lah, when he got this business called the E-Control in 2004.
Okay, so competition, there should be quite a few, right?
Yeah, there is actually quite a number of it. You can see that they are the number one here, and if you notice, their margins is actually pretty well also, and it's also incomparable with Central Cable Berhad. Central Cable Berhad, I believe it is owned by the Jack Capital. So Dato' Johari. Yeah, and recently also KUB is buying the huge stake in terms in the Central Cable. There are actually a lot of players are going into this cable industry at the moment because of this pent-up demand from the NETR. So yeah, and then you can see Southern Cable here, their margins is very not as great as the Mastertech. Reason also is because they use more copper-based wire instead of aluminium. And then then there's a few more players over here that you can check it out. Numbers, everything's
as usual, it's doing good, right? IPO numbers are always very nice.
Yeah, it's always very nice. And then the profit margin also is increasing because of the aluminium.
But you mean they only started aluminium recently lah? It sounds like.
Aluminium, they started to ramp up production in 2021, 2022. Yeah, so there's a lot of demand for it also. That's why it start to like boom a little bit. And everything looks good. They are a net debt company. Sorry, this is not net cash, it's net debt. They use a lot of short-term debt because you have to
just to manage the inventories.
Yeah,
and
correct.
all
You have to
that,
procure your inventories and everything. Cash flow also is at least it's better than Southern Cables. Yeah, Southern Cables one is actually much more worse than Mastertech. Yeah, so far it's so good lah, but we shall see whether in the next few years whether they can still be this great or not. Returns also is very high. It's a service-based business. Right now is even better because of the profit that they are raking instead of they didn't really spend much on in terms of capex. That's why they are getting more returns.
Okay.
Yeah, this one also is very healthy. The reason why it's very healthy cash on conversion cycle is because the CEOs, he mentioned that the business model is basically they do by purchase order. So which means if there is a order from TMB, then they only procure the material. So they won't keep the inventory for very long.
Well, they actually don't have to because they only need, depending on the product, 4 to 10 weeks, right?
Yeah, so this is different from Southern Cable. So Southern Cable, they buy a lot and then they store it there in their warehouse.
I see.
Yeah. And which is also why Mastertech's numbers looks more better lah. Yeah, because you're not, because the longer you keep your material, the more costlier it is.
And today, what's the market cap for Southern Cable? It's
around 344
so it's about
million.
the same as slightly below Mastertech.
Yeah, correct. About the same lah. But the returns are much more better lah for Mastertech.
And I'm going to assume for Southern Cable, they're doing more copper than aluminium.
Yeah.
Right. So that's one. And then the second thing is the business model. It seems leaner, Mastertech.
Correct. Yep. They're doing more aluminium. And then maybe also because Southern Cable, they are involved in high voltage cable. So for Mastertech, they are right now doing low voltage. They are going to venture into medium voltage. They don't plan to do HV. So high voltage, they require more of these copper-based kind of stuff.
So
it's
the
underground.
cost will actually go up.
Yeah, correct.
Higher, but they could sell it for higher, right? High voltage.
Even though they can sell higher, but the cost is more higher. It's also high. So in the end,
same lah.
Yeah, so in the end, your margin is like
to low voltage.
Yeah, so your margin is basically like it doesn't really matter. Yeah, so dividend wise, it is actually 2x Southern Cable's payout ratio.
Right, but then the market cap is only 20% bigger.
Yeah, correct.
Or less than 20%.
Yeah, but that is just their target lah. So whether they can achieve that or not, that's another question. Okay, growth and risk. I wouldn't really go through everything. Basically, they're just going to buy a new factory. They're going to construct a new factory to make this MV power cable. Yeah, and also your working capital. It's a very standard kind of like procedure lah. Catalyst is also they are going to do this MV power cable, so hopefully that will give them more profits. And also they plan to.
Is it going to be higher margin?
Because it's more complex. So yes, technically yes, it'll be much more. But also it depends on the cables that is used inside the MV. Yeah. So if they use more copper, then margins is bad. Yeah. And then they plan to expand to export more. They did mention that they plan to grow their sales up to 30% in terms of their export market in the next 5 years. And if you see their overseas market, right, they are actually exporting to these neighboring countries like your Singapore, I think Cambodia also. Yeah.
Cambodia. Okay.
Yeah. And the reason why is because the shipping cost is much more cheaper if you compare to shipping to US or whatsoever. So Southern Cable right now, they are shipping to US. Yeah, and other like quite far away kind of countries. So they are trying to keep costs as efficient as possible for Mastertech. Yeah, and then the other catalyst is basically your data center, EV substation. All these will actually bring in more demand for cable and wire. Okay, the mode, actually there's no mode for this company, but there's an industry mode. So according to MITI, you cannot import power cables into Malaysia. However, if let's say that cable or wire cannot be manufactured locally, like they don't know the know-how, then you can import. But
so it's a protection.
Yeah. But then the local player, they can trade. So they buy from overseas, then they sell it. Yeah, something like that.
Mastertech's probably doing that.
Yeah, Mastertech is doing that. Correct. Okay, the risk is very easy also. Fluctuation of copper and price. If it goes down, their revenue also go down, or average selling price will go down. Then there's no mode. And also Tenaga is basically the boss of this industry. And Tenaga wouldn't want to have a monopoly in terms of this wire and cable industry.
Yeah, they want several, Yeah,
correct. This is actually just in case if let's say this company cannot provide them already, right, then you messed up the entire timeline for them. Okay, so, but if we analyze the 2023's PE, right, you can see that actually Masterpack and Southern Cables PE is actually roughly the same if you analyze their 2023 numbers. So it's pretty interesting. People thought that Masterpack can command a higher PE. I believe they are commanding about 20 times PE for their IPO. But actually, if you analyze it, it's actually similar to Southern Cable.
Interesting.
Yeah. So it's not really that like overvalued or something like that. Yeah, so that's about it.
So guys, that's it for Master. I think it's a very simple business model. They look like the best in the business, although part of the information is coming from them. So, beware of biases. Now, if you want this kind of analysis by the deeper level, and if you have any question about these companies that we really know, then I recommend checking out our FIRL Pro program, where we write reports so that we shortcut your research journey by about 90%. And more importantly, we help take away that fear for you when it comes to analyzing and picking a stock, right? One of the biggest fears people have is that they analyze, they do the work, and they make a mistake. So we help reduce that pain for you with our reports. And these are some of the returns that of the companies that we write reports on. As you can see, we had a pretty decent year in 2023. So if you want to check out a free sample of the companies or some of the reports, head over to the free sample link, right? Comments and description. And because you stay all the way until the end, this is only for viewers. You get 10% off.
Yes.
So take advantage.
Oh yeah, and before you guys go, we also are writing a Southern Cable report.
Yes,
inside our FIRL
we have
Pro.
a special Southern Cable report to be launched this month.
Yeah.
See you guys. Bye-bye.